Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Saturday for me. Hope everyone is having a good week, a good day. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Reza, salam brother, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the live. Jenam, welcome to the live. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm excited. Like I mentioned in the last live, I had 2 more lives to do before the end of the year to hit my goal for this year, which I think was 12 live streams, 1 a month. So, you know, glad that I think I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna do 1 this week, and then I'm planning another one either next weekend on Saturday or in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna give some time, let everyone get in here, and then we'll get into some stuff. Gonna talk about some cool moves, some updates, and then just a Q&A as usual, whatever is going on. All right. So, hello, huge fan of the channel. I've learned a lot from this channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you. J30 ACAN has got to be one of the best ACANs that I have seen. Discovered from you from your influence force. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. J30 ACAN, if you guys don't know, it's a little ACAN that I released, an ACAN project. It is available to learn on my Mentalism membership. I don't know for how much longer. I think it might come down from there soon, and then it'll just be available on my website. So if you are interested in learning that, there's a couple of performances on the channel, some trailers. It is the best ACAN you can learn. Everyday carry, regular deck. You know, really miracle with a crazy kicker ending. So if you guys are interested in that, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, and then the influence force, if you don't know what that is a preset for Cognito by Lloyd Barnes. So Cognito was an app that came out probably 2 years ago now, 2-3 years ago. And I created, I think, the best thing you can do with Cognito. It allowed you to do a lot of custom stuff. Basically, you can create all your own custom routines using the principle of Cognito, and I just kind of took it, ran with it, and kind of expanded it to the next level. So it's really crazy. If you own Cognito, if you go into the Facebook group, if you join that, then you can search for Influence Force in the Facebook group, and I made a post a couple of years ago, and you can get the link to the hidden tutorial that is available for the Influence Force, where you can download it and learn it. It's pretty awesome, and there actually is a few performances of me doing it on the channel. The main routine, there's tons of stuff you can do with the Influence Force, but the main routine is you have someone multiply a bunch of random numbers together to get first you write a prediction. So you write a prediction down on a piece of paper, then you have someone multiply a bunch of random numbers. You can have the whole group, everyone's naming numbers, we're adding them together, we hit multiply, and they have a number. And then I have someone else think of a word. And then you turn over the prediction and it matches the number that the person predicted, and then you rotate the number and it actually spells the word that the person's thinking of. How's your day? My day is going well. Cardmaster, welcome. I like the name. My day is going pretty well. You know, started off the day a little late, slept in a little bit. I didn't have any lessons to teach this morning. I pretty much am always getting up early to teach lessons. Especially on the weekends. So, you know, one of the few days I actually got to sleep in a little bit. So that was nice. If you guys are interested in a private lesson from me, all the info is on my website, or you can send me an email if you have any questions. Private lessons, a lot of fun. I really enjoy helping people and teaching you guys. So if you're interested in that. What else? I'm interested. Does it use any gimmicks? So I'm assuming you're talking about my J30 ACAN. No gimmicks. If you know me, I don't really use any gimmicks, right? I'm a big minimalist when it comes to the magic that I perform and what I carry. And so I don't use any gimmicks. I don't really. I mean, the only thing duplicate card-wise I carry is like or gimmick card-wise is a duplicate. And so I don't really use any gimmicks. My everyday carry is Sharpie, deck of cards, my stack of billets, and my phone, and I can do pretty much 95% of my material with those things. So to answer your question, no, J30 ACAN does not use any gimmicks at all. It's a regular shuffle deck in use. The setup is instant. You do it basically right in front of your spectator. It's super customizable, so you can pretty much have any card or number named and take it whichever way you want, and then it's one of those tricks where you have a lot of control, because you actually, as much as it feels like a free choice and it feels like a truly any card, any number, which it is, it allows you to have a lot of control over it, and so you can actually kind of know what's going to happen in the end, right? You're kind of guiding it to where you want it to go, which then allows you to do all kinds of crazy kickers, and you could do a prediction, you could do a special kind of reveal, you could have anything, right? So I have a reveal built in my tattoo, which, again, funny story, and I tell this story on the project, I believe, but this effect was not created, or this tattoo I did not get because of the effect, right? I didn't sit here and come up with a J30 ACAN, and that's the name, Jack of Hearts 30, and I always do it with the Jack of Hearts. I always do it using this, but again, you don't have to use these. It could be anything you want, and obviously you don't need a tattoo. It's just the kicker ending I choose. You can do a ton of other stuff with it, but with that said, sorry, I was reading the chat. With that said, the J30 ACAN, you can, forget my train of thought. What was I saying? You can take it any way you want, and with that said, oh yes, the story. So the Jack of Hearts and the 30, I didn't create the effect and then get this tattooed. These actually have a completely different meaning in terms of, what they mean to me. And, the Jack of Hearts, yeah, it's the same reason you'll see the Jack of Hearts all over my channel, in every single thumbnail, branded in my logo all over the channel. Yes, it's my favorite card, but there's a reason behind that. And the number 30 is nothing to do with magic. It also has a meaning. And I just happened to get them, crazy coincidence, happened to get them tattooed on the same finger. One day I'm looking down at my finger and I'm like, huh, I could make that into an ACAN. And then that's how a J30 ACAN was eventually developed. All right, what else? So yeah, if you want that, it's available on my website, or you can learn it on my Mentalism membership if you join the Mentalist tier for now. Influence Force is the only thing that I use Cognito for. I'm a subscriber for the past 2 years, but I got the chance to be on the live for the first time. It's 1 o'clock in the night in India. Yeah, well, I'm glad you like the Influence Force, man. I agree. It's pretty much the only thing I use Cognito for as well. And welcome to your first live. They're always fun, and we always have a good time. So hopefully you can stick around, ask any questions you got, and we'll go from there. Just wanted to say thank you so much. No problem. Happy to help. ACAN, please. Does that mean you want to learn an ACAN? I've taught lots of ACANs on the channel. My most popular video on the channel is an ACAN. I don't know if we'll do any today, but maybe. Thank you so much. No worries. You are professional. Yes, I am. Appreciate that. Do you have any magician foolers for sale? So, if you want to learn anything you've ever seen me perform, or anything from me, or some of my best material, the best way to do that is in private lessons. Like, private lessons, basically anything goes in terms of any of my material you can learn, anything like that. In terms of magician foolers, though, I definitely have a lot of tricks. I think what makes a magician fooler is something that just magicians haven't seen before. So a lot of times you just need to create something, right? Create something new, create something that's your own. So yes, I have some principles and ideas that I've created that, magicians wouldn't know because you can't really find it. But for sale, there's some really good mentalism material on my membership as well. That's kind of where you can find some of the best mentalism material. But here on the channel, there's some magician foolers. I would say something like, let me take a look, but I know there's an effect called Penelope's Synchrony, and it's based off the Penelope principle by Alex Elmsley, which is, yes, that's not like a principle I came up with, and so it's possible that magicians know that, but it's disguised really well in this effect, and it's also a much lesser known effect. So that's a magician fooler that you can learn for free on my channel. Let me find the video, find the exact title. It's called Fool Any Magician with This Amazing Card Trick. I put that out over 2 years ago. It's that video right here, so it's like me in the thumbnail right there. That's a magician fooler. What else? I mean, it depends too. It depends what the magician knows. What else do I have? Even maybe the impromptu wave that I've taught, impromptu wave, that because it takes wave, which is like a classic effect, and basically gets rid of all the gimmicks, and so that can definitely be fooling to magicians. Oh, mental image. I actually have lectured on this effect. It was my 2K subscriber special. When I hit 2,000 subs, I put that out like 2 years ago. So mental image, I actually lecture on this effect, and I fool all the magicians in the room with it all the time before I eventually tell them how it's done. So and then maybe if you want another great ACAN, this one here, this is called iPhone ACAN, so it's This Card Trick Fools Anyone. That one is definitely a magician fooler. I'm just seeing a bunch of tricks here, like this one fools any magician. This is a principle called weighted average. That would fool magicians. And then even my Marcan, which is, if you go to my videos and sort them by popular, my most popular video, this ACAN right here, that would fool a lot of magicians as well. So if you're looking for magician foolers, there's a few for you that are free on the channel. But yeah, okay, see, no problem. I'm gonna do a couple of things while I wait for a few more people to join and drop a couple of questions. So I like to, near the beginning of these lives, I always like to give a preview and give a heads up for the new videos that are coming out for the people who are in here to, get a little sneak peek at what's coming up on the channel. So first of all, if you were in the last live, there is a small change in schedule because of an event that happened. Not really in the magic community, and I assume that most of you probably won't know about this, but there was I want to keep it very vague. The video is going to come out tomorrow at 11 a.m., so you're going to see it very soon, less than 24 hours, but let's just say there was an event that happened involving magic, very controversial, not really in the magic community. I haven't seen really anyone in the magic world talking about it much. It happened in a different community, not one that I'm really a part of, but I did hear about it, and it was pretty wild. And so I'm putting together kind of a different video. It's more of like a storytelling video, very heavy on the editing. I worked pretty hard on it over the last few days because it wasn't in the plans to come out this week. I had a tutorial planned, but I decided to switch it out and work on that video this week. So that's coming out tomorrow. It's a really fun video. You're gonna it's kind of like a story situation, plus I share some of my thoughts, and it's a really crazy scenario, a really crazy thing happened in the magic, not in the magic community, but involving magic this past week. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Then the following week we will be doing the panoramic shift I will be teaching, which is a Jerry Andrus move. So really excited for that tutorial. After that will be Mentalism 101 episode 13, which is all about billet switches. So another tutorial, really killer. Then we'll have a performance breakdown. Then I will teach you one that I'm super excited for. It is my no palm card to pocket. So awesome card to pocket routine without any palming. So super excited for you guys to see that. That'll be the week after. So if you guys aren't aware, new videos come out every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I drop a short on Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So these are the next sort of Sunday releases that are planned. And yes, I plan months and months in advance. That's why I know so many videos, so many weeks in a row. So then I have a special Christmas video, which I'm not going to reveal just yet. So that'll be coming out the week after, the last Sunday of the year. it's not a Christmas video, it's an end of the year special, I should say, around the holiday time. Then I have Dear Magicians episode 11, which is all about originality and creativity, with a lot of great tips, really cool video. Finally, I'll be teaching the draw control the week after that, another awesome tutorial, and finish off with a performance breakdown. So that's the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos. Those are the next 9 videos that are going to come out for the next 9 weeks. I have it all planned out. Most of them are filmed. That's just the way I roll. I like to be ahead. That's how I can keep up all the content by myself as a one-man show, doing all the ideas, all the scripts, all the filming, all the editing. Yeah, while running all the other things I gotta do. Anyway, so what are your go-to effects to perform impromptu if you have nothing on you? Even cards, billets, Sharpie, phone. Not even cards, billet, Sharpie, or phone is allowed. Okay, I see. So nothing on me. Well, no, I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't do that. Well, there is some, actually, there's the one finger magic trick that I know, which is like this one here. This angle is going to be so effed up. I don't really do it, but I take this, and you can take your pinky and slide it, right? Kind of like that. Angle wasn't great on that, but I actually do that once in a while, and it's fun. But I would do something propless. That would be my go-to. So first thing I would look at is probably I'd do a star sign divination. So I'd guess a couple people's star signs to warm up. That would kind of be the opener. Then I would probably move into, I would say, so no Sharpie or billets. I mean, okay, no Sharpie or billets. Let's say completely propless, and then I'll tell you what I might do if I could at least use objects that I could find somewhere. Because, yeah, I can't, you're saying no, don't use a Sharpie, but anywhere I am, I could find something to write with, and I could find something to write on, right? So then that kind of opens up all of my mentalism stuff, or at least allows me to do stuff like a one ahead, or stuff like just writing down a prediction, right? But let's say completely propless. So then I would probably go into Mind Peak by Fedon Bilek, which is a propless drawing duplication. So I would have someone imagine doing a doodle, and then I would tell them, reveal what their doodle is, and then I'd probably finish with Midas Touch by Peter Turner, which is a PK Touches effect, where I'd have one spectator stand over there, and I'd come over to the rest of the spectators, and I'd touch them, and this person would feel the first touch. Then I'd touch them a couple of times, and I'd ask this person, how many times did you just feel me touch you? And they'd say the same number. And then I would touch this person, let's say on the shoulder, and then I'd ask this person, did you feel that last touch? They'd say yes. And I'd say, where did you feel me touch you? And they would point to their shoulder. So that effect is one of the greatest effects of all time, one of the craziest things you can do. So that's what I would do if I had to do a completely 100% propless magic set. Those would be my 3 go-tos, I would say. And I'd say the star sign's 100%, right? As long as I don't mess it up, which I have done sometimes, right? You just get confused. So the star sign's 100%. Hold on, I just want to make sure of one thing. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay. So the star sign's 100%. The Mind Peak is like 90%, and I hit it a lot, but if it didn't hit, then I would move into the Midas Touch, which, is tricky to get, but you can always kind of try again in a way. If you know the method, you can know what I'm talking about, so it's pretty much 100% as well. So that's what I would do. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, I have a group lesson coming up in about a week's time. Not tomorrow, but the Sunday after, on December 8th. I'll be hosting a group lesson. So it's a lesson with a bunch of people. We have a great time. Everyone will get some one-on-one time to perform a trick, ask for a move critique, ask questions with me, one-on-one, whatever it is you want, learn something. Whatever it is you need, if you want help on your cull, DPS, card control, propless mentalism, anything, you'll have a time slot to ask about that. And then everyone will get their slot, and you'll also get to listen to everyone else's questions. So not only will you learn what you want to learn specifically, because you will have an opportunity to ask those questions, you'll also get to hear what everyone else learns, and you'll learn some other great stuff from other people. So that's coming up on December 8th at 11 a.m. You can sign up. There's a link in the pinned comment in the chat. You can sign up at the link in the description. It's available on my website. That's happening very soon. So really looking forward to that. We also have a bonus jam session at the end, so that's always fun. Any questions you guys have, leave them down in the chat. I will get to it. Have you seen Think of Any Card by Rufus Steele? No, that doesn't sound familiar. I don't think I've heard that. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that trick. I really don't buy or look in, like, I'm pretty involved in the magic community in terms of staying up to date with stuff, but I rarely buy new tricks and effects and that sort of thing. Like, the newest stuff that I bought was, actually I did buy something to replace the toxic force, because on the new iPhone update, iOS 18, you can't really use the toxic force anymore in the way that you used to. So there are apps that exist that allow you to use the toxic force. So I just bought one of the apps just so I could have something to replace it. So that I bought recently. Like, I do buy new apps from time to time. I think the app I bought before that was Subliminal Decode. Oh, okay. Well, Decode I didn't buy, but I'm helping out with that project. So that'll be coming out soon. Decode. Stay tuned for that. That should be coming out before the end of the year, I think. David Jonathan release that I helped out with. So Decode, pretty sweet effect. Really cool. I won't spoil it. The trailer should be coming out soon. You'll see me in that trailer. So that's pretty exciting. Otherwise, like, what else? I bought Peter Turner's book, the PK Touches book. I've read like the first quarter. I really need to sit down and read more of that. Hard to find time to sit down and read. You know, I'm not a big reader anyway. Funny. But yeah. What else? Membership. If you guys are interested in my mentalism membership, I will be releasing a propless mentalism masterclass on there soon. So yeah, it'll be just all full thoughts on propless mentalism. It'll probably be a couple of hours on propless mentalism, teaching a bunch of effects and methods. So and some unpublished propless stuff that I have. So if you'd like to, catch that, go check out my mentalism membership. Go sign up to the mentalist tier so you don't miss out when that comes out. And my mentalism membership, I'm posting 2 new videos every month. I actually just posted a new video today, an awesome little effect. So if you want to go check that out, there's like 25 mentalism tutorials on there, great effects. You also learn the fundamentals and a lot of just really unique ideas in mentalism and my own spins on a lot of classics and all that stuff. So yeah. Have you heard of the app ACAN? Any card at any T, ACAT. I have not. Well, no, that's a lie. I think I have heard of it. It sounds familiar, but I don't really know what it is. Not too sure. The one app that I'm considering buying next, because I did buy Enigma when that came out, and to be honest, I haven't used it a whole lot. I did learn it, and I did practice it quite a bit. I just haven't used it a lot. So it's what's that? It's called Duality Pro. It basically allows you to manipulate video. So you can have a video like playing right on your phone, or I don't know if it's someone else's phone can work too, but you can have a video playing, say on the TV or on your phone, and you can change what, you can change within that video. You can edit it. So let's say you have a video filmed of you writing a prediction and then turning it around and revealing a word. So you could actually, in real time, while the video's already started playing, you can have someone name something out loud, and you can, using one of the covert inputs, you can have that piece of information transmitted into the video. And so when you turn that around, it says that word on the page you turn around. So just absolutely crazy. It's pretty pricey, but I'm interested in that. That's the app I'm looking at right now. What are your thoughts about magic with a phone? There are apps for everything. Peaks, predictions. I've become lazy on focusing on my skill when it comes to mentalism. Just apps for everything. Screen test that came out recently is always also very good. I did see that. Yeah, I saw Craig Petty's review on that. I haven't really looked into it much. There's a lot of apps that can kind of do that same sort of thing, so I'm not positive what makes this one different, but it's just because I haven't looked into it. But I might. So my thoughts on phone magic. I think phone magic is basically just propless magic. To me, the phone is an extension of us. Everyone carries a phone on them. Everyone has one, right? So it's just essentially an extension of ourselves as it is, carrying a phone. Like if you properly integrate a phone, your phone or the spectator's phone, into a routine, and that's all you use, but it's used properly, it's properly justified and motivated, and you just quickly bring out the phone, do what you need to do, and it's away, and then there's a whole other part of the routine that doesn't involve the phone, you're part of your presentation, then you can really make that effect feel propless. Feel like the phone isn't part of it, like it doesn't matter. Okay? So, with that said, if you can do that, then a phone is really just like a propless piece, right? Same way you can make a billet feel like a propless piece. But that only comes with proper planning, preparation, a good performance, all that stuff. So that is what's going to take a lot of practice. Even still, you need to learn how to use the app, get familiar with the controls and how to work all that in. So that's important. So you can't just be lazy there. I do agree, it can make people lazy, but those people who are getting, lazy because of apps, their app magic, their performances with those apps are just not going to be that good. Right? So maybe they can get by, but frankly, they just won't be that good. So, with all that said, I do think that apps, are making people, they can make people lazy, but that's the wrong way to look at it. You still need, and that's like with most mentalism, a lot of the methods aren't all that hard. And so the key is going to be to really make things, or think about your performance a lot and really develop that and integrate everything, make everything feel as clean as possible and very smooth and practical, and just really, how do I say it, really focus on the important things that will make your effect really deceptive, right? And that is just as important. And then all the other presentational aspects, right? Thinking about how you want it to come across and what you want your audience to remember and all that kind of stuff, like super important, right? Okay, so let's see, was there anything else? I think we can jump down to the card table now for a minute. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things. If you guys have any card stuff you'd like some help on, let me know. I'm gonna start talking about a couple of different things I wanted to discuss. So first thing I was thinking about, so a lot of times what happens with me is I end up just kind of playing with my deck, right? That sounded crazy. I end up playing with my deck of cards, and I'll just do, typical moves. I'll do double lifts, I'll do like maybe I'll do a DPS, I'll do something, and all of a sudden a new idea or something will spark from that. And a lot of times it's just refining methods that already exist or coming up with new ideas. So one thing that I thought about recently, and none of these are full-fleshed ideas. I did this in the last live, just kind of shared some half-baked ideas that I've been working on or that I've had. And actually people seem to really like that. So one I've been thinking about is the tent vanish. right? So the tent vanish, you'd come like this, you'd show, look, normally what you do is you'll come here, you'll palm a card, right? You'll palm it. And what you do is you come and you grab it like this, and you can hold it in your palm, and then it vanishes, right? So that's the classic sort of tent vanish. So what I wanted to do was the face-up tent vanish. Now the face-up tent vanish has been played with before. I've seen one version, I forget who this is by, but I never really liked it. And I'm not all that great at it, but it kind of looked like this. So you'd take the card, you'd say, look, I can palm it like this, and then I think you'd do something like that, and you'd palm it away, and it would vanish. But you had to basically clip it, pull it up, and let it fall, and keep that hidden. And I know I flashed it a little bit, but basically, let me try it again. So it would come over like that, right? And obviously, it's just a lot of movement, and I don't like that movement. That one looked a little bit better, right? But I never really liked that as a move. So I was thinking of another way to do it, and this was sort of the idea that I had, where you could kind of come here, you could palm the card, right? Do it, show it, you know, just like that. And then you can say, watch. So when I take the card here, you can see it. I'll go and put it into palm. Boom. And it vanishes, right? So that is my variation that I came up with for doing the face-up tent vanish. So how that works is pretty straightforward. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. I love performing it, so let's talk about it. And if anyone has any other ideas on the face-up tent vanish, you know, if you've ever have any work on that, any ideas, please drop them in the comments. I'm happy to take a look. Could you showcase some subtleties on palming? Yes, in a minute. So what you do with this is instead of taking one card and trying to flip it, we're going to take one card, you're going to put it into your palm. So the key with the tent vanish, you're going to hold the card along the three fingers with the thumb kind of propping it up, and you want to condition them. So you want to come over, get the card into palm, and it's very important that this first palm is still clean. You don't want to come and grab like this, because then you're not conditioning them to later, when they see this, they're going to still think the card's in there. Whereas if you do this and then come here, and next time your hand's closed, well, it's not going to look as convincing. You want it to look the same. So you come over, nice clean palm. It's going to look like the card's vanished, but then you show it. You say, no, it's just hiding in my palm, right? I just grab it into what's called a palm. Now I do that twice. The first time I come over, I show it like this. The second time I come and I just flash it between the fingers just for a quick second, and then I come back to that nice closed palm just to show, like, look, that's your card. Then I place it here. Now the third time, and again, when you're using this in performance, you're not just silently doing this. Like, why would you just be putting it down and picking it up? You're explaining what you're about to do, and that's the justification. So you say, in a second, I'm going to palm the card like this. Now, it looks like it's gone, but you can actually see it's just hidden in my hand, right? Each time I do this, it kind of looks like the card disappears, but you can see it's just in my hand. So this time, watch, I'll grab it over here, and that's when you would do the tent vanish, right? And normally you do it with the face down, and then it would just fall on top of the deck. So the next thing that's important in the regular sort of tent vanish is when your hand comes over top and you're ready to do the vanish, all you want to do is just very minimally move this thumb, right? So all that's happening, watch this thumb. Barely moves. So barely any movement, right? Barely any movement if you watch. And that card's now down on the deck. And that is very important because the last thing you want to see is this, right? You don't want to see the thumb lift. The other thing that a lot of people mess up is they'll do this. Let's see if you can catch it. So this is what a lot of people I see do that looks wrong. So they'll go like this. There's no retention of vision if you drop this thumb. This thumb needs to stay in that same position. So when you come over, it still gives that illusion that the card could have been there, right? Because you still have the thumb in this same position where it really feels like the card is still there. So now when you move the hand away, the logical conclusion is that, well, you've taken the card in this hand. And that's when you can really get them on the convincing vanish, right? So that's where, boom, you take it like this. You say, there's the card here, right? Boom, take it over here. You can see it and then turn it over and it's gone. So that's another thing that's super important. You really want to make this drop invisible. So come over, get the card basically into palm, but just don't like grip down on it and then just let it go. And from this side, that'll all be hidden. And then just come away, leaving this thumb up, and then draw attention. And you have to say something to make them believe the card is here for a moment. If you just go like this, no one's going to believe that vanished if you just turn the hand over. But if you go like this, and you say, all right, so I have your card over here. Now watch, if I just start to shake my hand like this, it actually disappears. So you need something to happen to convince them for a moment that the card is actually here, so then when it vanishes, it's very impressive, right? So now we get to the face-up tent vanish. So the way that I have come up with doing it is this. So you do this once, you do this, flash it, put it back, and the difference here is you're going to have a break under this top card. So you do all of that, you're going to hold a break with the pinky, and then I like to push down with this middle finger and ring finger, so the break's really only at the back and everything's closed off at the front. So now I do those same things. I come here, I can do the same 2 first moves to show it. Then I'm gonna, the third time when I come back, I'm gonna drop it on the deck for a split second. So I'll come over, so I do it once, do it twice, and then I come over and I drop it on the deck. And I say this time what I'm gonna do, and now I'll pick up at my break and grab the double. I'll set it off to the side so that the double contacts these fingers underneath. Then I'm gonna align this edge with my hand. So I'm gonna align it like this, and I'm gonna retract the 7 while pushing this 4 now up into a palm. And that's how I kind of load this card secretly into a palm. And this is all gonna be well hidden because they're used to your hand looking like this, because the first 2 times you've done the palm like that. Now, once you're here, you come over top, right? You see the 7 here, you come over top, and it drops, you drop both of them. So you drop the palmed card onto theirs, and then you drop both, and now it'll be hidden. So that's how I've been doing this face-up tent vanish, and I think it looks really nice. So how it would look at kind of regular pacing, you have the break, you come here and you say, watch. So I'm going to take your card. Kind of looks like it disappeared, but it's actually just in my hand. Each time I take it, it looks gone, but it's actually hidden in between my hands. So this time what I'll do, I'll take the 7, I'll put it up like this, and watch. I come over top like this, grab it, and you can see the card over here, or you can't see it, but it's in my hand over here. If I just shake my hand like this, it actually vanishes, right? So that is the way that I've been doing the face-up tent vanish, and I think it's a really cool vanish, and it looks really, really nice. So let me know what you guys think, if you like that, and what your thoughts are on that. So if you guys have any questions, card magic related, let me know. So you do the face down vanish first before doing, you do the face down vanish first before doing the face down. I think you mean face up before face down. No, so I was just teaching the face down vanish. If some tricks, you know, I do the face down vanish because it works better, but when I want to do the face up and kind of take it to the next level, that's my method for doing it. So I'll take it here, I'll show it, I have my break, and I was just, you want to do this to condition, right? You want to do this a few times where you actually take the card and you say, look, you know, it looks like the card's gone, but it's actually in my hand. And then the third time I do the load, lift the card up, put my hand over, boom, and now they believe it's over here because it looks the exact same as all the other ones have looked, but I can make it vanish, right? So those are it's just another way of doing the face-up tent vanish. Another thing you could do, which may arguably be more convincing, I need to grab something for this, is, let's see if I can do this. So I guess it would be, how would I need to do this? I think like, actually, oh no, that would actually, I don't think you would need, I was thinking you need a duplicate for this, but I don't think you actually do. So let me see. So if you do it from a face up, oh no, you would need a duplicate, okay. So if you put a duplicate on the bottom of the deck, well now you have an even, arguably more deceptive piece, where you can come and you can say, watch, I'll take the 3 of hearts, boom, you can see it kind of looks like it disappears in my hand, but each time I do it, it's actually just in what's called a palm. So now if I take this card like this, you can see I'll hold up the 3, come over top like this, I grab it into my hand over here, and it vanishes. Oof, that's pretty good. that looks pretty deceptive, right? So in that case, you're just using 2 duplicates on the bottom of the deck. So if you carry a duplicate like me, and all of my decks always have a duplicate, well now you can think about any routine that you're doing where you need some kind of vanish. You know, you have the card selected, and as it's being signed or whatever, you can just find your 2 duplicates, put them on the bottom of the deck, and now you're ready to go into this vanish. Thanks, Adam. I'm glad you think it looks good. After the vanish, you make it appear somewhere or go into the cleanup directly. I wouldn't worry about the cleanup. I mean, it really depends on the routine, on the effect, right? So let's imagine what's an effect we could do. What's an effect we could do? I was trying to think of if that would work in the context I'm thinking of. So that card would be over here. What's a card or a trick that I do that involves a vanish? I don't know. I don't do too many tricks like that involve a vanish, but let's just come up with something. So let's say maybe a sandwich trick could be cool. So let's try this. I'm just going to create this on the fly. Let's see if this works. So 2 duplicates on the bottom, and we grab the 2 black aces, right? Okay. So you hand them the aces. Now there's a bunch of different ways that you could go about this first part of the sandwich, but let's keep it pretty simple. So let's say you have them pick a card, they sign it, you don't look at it. Let's pick a red one just so it contrasts a little bit. Okay, so King of Hearts. I now take this card, leave it into the middle of the deck. Okay. I grab the aces and I show, look, you can see there's nothing in between those aces, and we'll leave those down there for a moment. We'll leave those over there. Okay. Now, what I think you would want to do, okay, no, let's restart this. Let's restart. I have a better idea. This is how the creative process works, right? Always reworking it. So, aces here. King of Hearts is signed and left face down on the table. Yeah. And now we'll take the king. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So King of Hearts is signed and left over here. Okay. So the King of Hearts is here, and now we can take these aces and we'll leave them over there. Now we'll take the king. And see, this is where, okay, so now you're not going to be able to do it face up. Okay, right, so this wouldn't quite work. I was thinking, so in this case what I would have done is taken the king, face down, vanish, and then I was going to have it appear in between here, right? So that would have been the trick that I was working towards. But now you have the issue of doing it with the face down, right? You can't really do it with the face down vanish. So the solution, you have 2 solutions. If you want to do it with a signed card, you're going to need to rework it a little bit. But the easy way would be instead, they're going to pick a card, right? They take a card out and you do one of your duplicates. You don't do it necessarily signed, or you do a duplication of the signature. Now this can be left here. This could be done here. You can take this and now do the face up vanish right on the top of the deck. Take this here, boom, take it, boom, over here, watch. It's invisible, but actually I can get it to appear in between those aces, right? So that's like an idea that you could do with the face-up vanish using the duplicates in that way. That's just something that comes to mind. Now there's so many different ways, like you could do this totally with a signed card as well. You know, you might do something else where, oh, I just shot my ace under here, right? Yeah, you definitely could do something like an ambitious, right? There's so many different ways to do it. Another way I was kind of thinking of, maybe this is too much sleight of hand, but let's say you do something like this. You say, okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards, set down a mystery card over here. No, let's not use that one because it looks very similar. Okay, we'll set a mystery card over here. Now, I want you to freely name a card, let's say. So they go through and they can name any card. So let's say they say the 9 of clubs. Okay. Now you have them sign the 9 of clubs. Okay. This is where you can take the 9, boom, take it like this, show it. You know, you could say each time, whatever, I take it over here, boom, come over here, grab it, and you say, if I hold the 9 in my hand, it actually looks invisible, but watch. And if I just press down on this mystery card, I know it doesn't look like, oh, I just flashed, but so you'd say, I know it doesn't look like much, but there's actually one card that appeared over here. And if I grab this card, you can see, no, I messed up the slides there. If I grab this card, yeah, you can see something like that, right? Where you could palm and do a switch. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something on the fly, but something different. But obviously there's so many easy ways that you could use the the Vanish for any different kind of routine. Okay, so you asked for a couple of subtleties on palming. So it depends what palm you're asking for. Like I always have liked the gambler's cop as a palm, especially when I'm standing street performing. It just kind of works really well. Or like the one-handed top palm is one that I do. So I think it depends on your situation. Like I have pretty small hands, so I really have to keep my windows closed, and you can see like the card at this end is nearly the same width as my fingers across. Like I really don't have much buffer. It's like, you know, really, really close. So I really have to keep my hands closed. I don't have any room to kind of keep them open too much. So you can, I mean, you can get away, right? Even if your hand is open a little bit, you can see it's open a little bit, you won't really see that card, especially if it's not like a white backed, where it's like got this white border. If you're using borderless and it's got a darker back design, you can really get away with relaxing the hand a bit and having a few more windows where, like if I get it at just the right amount, like there, right? My hand is open, but you can't really see the card. So what I usually think of with palming is just to, you know, justify the action. So let's say you go for a palm and you set down the deck. I often will do something like this for a moment, bring the hands together, separate them. One subtlety that I used to do was something like this. So you'd have the card in the palm. How did I? Yeah, okay, I remember. Right, so I'd have the card in the palm if you're doing table work, right? And then you can do like this and make this hand look really open, and then come back and get this card back into a palm. So what's happening there, and it takes a bit of practice, but you come down, you leave the card on the table, and once the card's on the table, your hand can be more relaxed and you're just kind of shading it. So you don't really have to have this kind of death grip. So if you're doing table work, you can take the palm card, drop it, and now you can just kind of relax the hand over it and not have to have like this crazy grip. You can just kind of keep it like this. You can go like this. Now you can come forward, and if you put these bones of your wrists right on the top edge of the card, so right at this top edge, now you can lift up this hand, right, and a little bit, and kind of tap your fingers, and there looks like there's nothing in your hand. And it's really just hidden behind this part of your wrist. And now you come back, put your hand on the card, and there's two ways to get it back into palm. If your hands are a bit sweaty, you can just press and the card will stick, right? So you press, it'll stick. Oh, I'm kind of losing the grip now, but you press. Of course, I've lost it now, but you press down and you can grip as the card comes up. The other way is you drag to the corner of the table and you push and you use the corner of the table, right, to kind of bend the card like this, and you get it up back into palm. So those are the two ways. So some different ways you can experiment with table work, right? You can come here, go like this, come here, boom, back up into palm, and that can all look really clean as a sequence if you can, you know, get it looking clean. It does take some practice. What else? In terms of when I'm holding a classic palm, again, I always like to just bring my hands by my side, not really worry about it too much. You know, I'm always, you know, when I'm doing different kind of work with palming, if I can get away with ditching the card and then coming back later and picking it up into palm again, that's preferred. So when you're standing, if you have the opportunity to kind of turn your body and load the card into your pocket and leave it there, and now you're clean, do what else you got to do. And now when it comes to the moment where they set this card in your hand and you want to go change it and you want to go do something like this, boom, you can now change it into that card or something, right? So there's a lot of options when it comes to subtleties with palming. Tenkai is one of my favorites too, because I really like the openness of this. A subtlety with Tenkai that I've always loved, because you're holding it like this, but you can exchange it to the middle finger and hold it into a clip and then back to the thumb very easily. So now you can have the fingers open and then you can lift the thumb. And that's especially fooling to magicians, because if you're here and they see this, they might think Tenkai, but now if you come like this, right, it's super fooling and it really looks like there's no card in your hand. And then you can come here, transition to the gambler's cop, into classic palm, right, all that kind of stuff. So those are a couple different ideas. One thing that I've been working on recently, well, honestly, so what happened, I've been loving lately the invisible palm aces. That's been one that I've been loving to just play around with. So, let me grab some water. So with the invisible palm aces, I've really been enjoying playing around with it for a lot of reasons. So I actually saw someone perform it, and then I never really looked up or learned how to do it. I just kind of saw a performance, saw a few moves that I kind of, I knew what was going on, and then I kind of developed a way for me to do it. I don't know if this is something that other people do it this way. Maybe it's been, a lot of people probably have very similar ideas because a lot of these moves I have seen before, but this is just a way that I've chosen to kind of sequence it. So just to show you quickly, I'll try to give you a decent performance of it. So this trick, we're going to use the 4 aces. So we'll start here with the ace of clubs. Okay. So first things first, take the first ace and you can kind of put it into a palm, right? And when I hold it in this sort of palm position, kind of looks like it disappears, right? So, but this time I'm going to do the advanced move called the invisible palm. So if I take it and I just blow, it actually looks invisible, but it's really not, right? You can actually get those 2 aces. So now we'll leave these aces over here and we'll grab, oh, I think I flashed, but we'll grab these aces next, okay? So I'm going to come over here. Now I'll grab this one, right? Nothing in my hand. And we get that 3rd ace. Now we're left with the ace of clubs, which is actually the most difficult ace. So I'll leave that down there. Take the other 3 aces and watch. If I just take it like this, it's going to happen really fast. And it's completely vanished. And if I place my hand over here, I get that 4th ace. Right? So that is invisible palm aces. That's been the way that I've been loving to kind of perform it. But I had an idea actually just before this live stream. Johan, welcome to the stream. Just joined. Welcome, welcome. So I had this idea of doing it with a kicker kind of ending. And I thought it would be fun if we kind of worked on this a little bit together. So I had this idea, I played around with it for like 2 seconds, and then I immediately abandoned the idea, or not abandoned it, but I stopped thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, let me try to do this on live and see what I can come up with and just show you how my creative process works. So for this, what I came up with a little bit is, and we'll see if I can do it, I just thought of it about 10 minutes before the live or 20 minutes before the live, but it would look something like this. So you use the ace of diamonds, ace of spades, ace of hearts, and the ace of clubs, right? So all you need is those 4 aces for this trick. Okay, so what's step 1? So step 1, so we'll take over here, we'll leave the first ace, right? We'll take the first ace, put it into the invisible palm, boom, it comes over here. Now, leave those aces over there, take these 2 over here, boom, put that into the invisible palm. No, that was wrong. Hold on, I'm trying to remember the moves. So it was something, so this is a version with a cool kicker ending. So that ends here. Then I think I want to go like this. Boom. Take the first one over here. So now we have 3. Yeah, okay. Boom. First one goes across. Oh, no. Okay, that's not quite how I want to do this. Yeah, I remember. So I'm in this position after that. Then, okay, no, I remember. So this has got to come to the second from bottom, I believe it was. Oh no, it's got to be on. Okay, yeah, okay. So this comes here, that goes to there, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I say, okay, we'll take the first ace, leave it over there, boom, that comes across like this. Now we'll take, okay, yeah, now we'll take these two aces, right, go over here, and we'll take these ones, right, so I go these ones, and I'll put them here. So I go boom, this one vanishes, appears over there, right? Now, I come here, and I say, watch, we'll take this ace of clubs, we'll leave that there, boom, boom, other aces over here, I grab this, come here, vanish, boom, appears, and the 4 aces have moved across, and then I snap, and they turn into the 4 kings. That was the idea that I was playing with. So the idea, what I've been working on, literally I just had this idea about 30 minutes before the live, and I started to play around with it, and that was as far as I got in about 10 minutes. Now there are a lot of problems with that, but we're definitely on to something here. So I wanted to see if I could rework it a little bit on live and see if you guys have any ideas and see what we can come up with. So the first idea that I had is I am someone who values ending clean. So I want to end with the 4 kings, which means the 4 kings need to kind of be in play for this to work. Now when you're doing the invisible palm aces, you normally would just have 5 cards, so the easy thing seems to be to make that 5th ace, or the 5th card, an ace. Now you lose out on a lot of the nice displays that you get with the, you know, classic invisible palm aces, but I think it's probably okay if you have the kicker ending. Now the biggest problem I had is essentially that you show the ace of clubs, I find, just too many times with this, especially when I think it's the second phase and you supposedly make the ace of clubs disappear and appear over here, and then you come back and it's still over here because it's the only ace you can show. So that part's obviously discrepant. So for now, what the moves are is you're going to have the 4 kings. So the variation I have at the moment, the current work in progress, is the 4 kings on top. And you have the 4 aces, you can hand them out, and you have a break underneath those 4 kings, you put them on top, and then you do the Browie addition. So you pick up everything at the break, so you have 8 cards, and then you go ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, and then you drop everything and turn over the ace of hearts. And that will put you in this position where these are the next 5 cards. So then I pick up these 4 and I say, now I'm going to show you something with these 4 aces. As I do that, I get a push-off break with this king, and then I put these on top of the deck again, square everything up, and now I have the 5 cards I need for this variation. The first thing that needs to happen is I need to get this ace to the bottom of the deck. So I simply do 1, 2, 3 as I count them off, and now this is a double, and I throw it down. Now I turn palm up. Hold on, does that make sense? No, that doesn't make sense. So what you should do, the ace will be on top, and I think you're going to want to immediately just displace it to the bottom. So just say something like, so I have these aces here, and I'm going to show you something pretty cool with just these 4 aces. And since the ace starts on the bottom, it'll now be this card over here, the double. Now you can instantly drop, not like that, instantly drop this double. It'll look like it's 1, and now you have 3. Now you take this, you do the invisible palm, and it appears over here. Then you're going to take these 2, which are kings. You can't flash them, but you set them down, and now you can come like this and show the ace. And I think if you do kind of like a frustration count move, I think that's nice, right? But now what you'd want to do is switch them so that the card on top is one of the kings. So it's a situation where you'd have the ace, you'd come like this, and then you do one last move, boom, you go into the invisible palm. Now you can drop this like here to show the ace and make the 3rd one appear. Which I think is okay so far, right? We keep showing the ace of hearts, but I think it's okay. Now, we pick up the ace of hearts and this, and you say, and the last one we're going to try is the ace of hearts. And now we need a move where we ditch this king, but we keep the ace of hearts. So I think the KM move has been good, except we can't flash this. So it's hard to do the KM move without flashing something, right? Which is why it may not be the best move, because you pick up the double and you could go like that and it looks okay and you've cleaned up, where you just kind of do this and you boom and you steal that away, and at speed I think it looks pretty decent, but I'm not sure that's the best move to use there, but we'll see. Now you drop the ace down, you take these last 3 aces allegedly, put them over here, and now you're going to make this vanish. So you could just come to here, do the tent vanish. Why don't we do the, here we go, face up tent vanish, right? This is actually a perfect scenario to use it. So you can come over, you show them like this, you do it again, you say each time it comes like this, you can kind of see it, but this time watch, I'll take the ace here, I'll put my hand over it like this, and now if I blow on it, it actually looks like it's gone, but it actually jumps over here. Now you have these 4 aces, you snap, and they can turn over and reveal them as the kings. Okay, now running through that again, I've only been thinking about this plot for about 15 minutes. I actually kind of think this is a lot closer to being done than I thought. This actually feels like a pretty solid way. I think some of the moves might need to be improved. But I think it's actually pretty strong, especially if you use the face-up tent vanish there. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice. Yeah, let me think about it a little bit more. So what's another option? Let's say we start with the, let's try to change the position of where this ace goes. So in that case, it was starting on the bottom, right? It was going like this, and it would start over here. But let's say these 2 cards start as both kings. So now I can't flash this single ace, but I could flash this, right? So I can flash this. You could even do a frustration count type thing. Boom, boom. Though I think you'd want to keep this ace on the bottom so that once those go over there, again, you could just flash it quickly, pull over 2, and you say we'll leave these 2 here. Now you can't show this, but you go boom, boom over here. Problem is now you can't do this face up, so I think that's where you lose it, because now this has to remain face down. You pick up this, you can show it. Now you come here, and yeah, that totally falls apart. So you have to do it with the ace in the other position, which I think is good. So let's think about this again. So your setup, once you get it in your hand, is the 4 kings with the ace on the bottom. Now you go like this, boom, 3, 4. So you say we'll start with the ace of hearts over here, and watch. I don't think you'd call it ace of hearts, you just say ace. Boom, boom, first one. Now you take these, you'll say we'll leave these 2 aces over here, and we'll take these ones over here. Okay, so watch. We'll take this, boom, okay, come over here, boom. Now you can flash the ace, drop it, pick up these 3, say the ace of hearts, it's the last one, leave that there, we'll leave these other 3 over here, boom, come over to here, do the face up tent vanish, so I come here, boom, vanish, whew, and they're the 4 kings instead. Ooh, that is pretty good, folks. That actually is a lot closer than what I thought. Wow, 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 wow. Huh. Okay, actually, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. So if you guys are just tuning in, basically, I've been playing around a lot with the invisible palm aces for the last month or so. I have my way that I perform, the sort of classic. And literally 30 minutes before this live, I was just playing around with it. And I was like, well, what if I could do a kicker where they end up being the 4 kings or something? And I played around with it for about 10 minutes before the live, and then I just was like, you know what, let me wait and I'll try to do this on live. And this is the point we're at so far. and I think it's pretty good. So let me try it from the top one last time, and then I'll answer. I see there's a bunch of questions coming in, so I'll answer those. So what it would look like, you hand out the 4 aces. They can inspect them, make sure it's just the aces, and you say, all right, we're going to use the ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, and the ace of hearts. Now, I could do a lot of things with these 4 aces, but I'm going to show you something that uses just these 4 aces, and we're going to use them in a pretty cool way. Watch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 aces, and we'll start with the ace of hearts over there. Now, these 3 aces are going to stay here, and I'm going to do something really, really cool. So if I do this, this is what's called a palm, right? I can do this, I can do a palm, and it kind of looks like the card's invisible when I keep my hand closed, but it's actually just hidden in my hand. But if you're really good at the palm, you can come over and you can actually, if you just blow, make it an invisible palm. The card's actually here, you just can't see it. Watch. And just like that, you can see this ace jump over to here. Now we'll take these 2 aces, leave them over here, and we'll grab these aces and take them back here. Now watch, I'm going to do this again. It's going to happen very quickly. Watch, I put my hand, put this into a palm, blow, and you can actually see this totally vanish, but if I just press down, you can actually see this ace jump over to here. Now that's pretty crazy, but watch this. If I take this last one here, we have the ace of hearts. I'll set that down right here, and we'll take the last 3 aces, place them down over there. Watch. Very carefully this time. I'm going to do it face up, in fact, so you can watch it, okay? If I grab it again, this is the palm, right? Now you know kind of what to look for when it's in the palm, so keep a good eye on it this time, because I'm going to come over, put it back into the palm, right? You can see it. It's in the palm. It was face up. You know it's in this hand, but if I blow, it actually looks like it's vanished and jumps over to here. And that now we have these 4 cards. But, you know, maybe I would, and just to, well, let me finish the routine. These 4 cards here, and watch, if I just snap, I can actually make these 4 aces change into the 4 kings, right? And you're left completely clean. And that is something that I value a lot. So I actually think that's really solid. I actually kind of really like that, the way that it is. And now it's got me thinking, because I was thinking before that there was some issues with this, but you know what? Actually, it's pretty solid as it is. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy this? Do you think it's good? Was there anything that needs to be tweaked on it? Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious, because I'm actually pretty happy with how this is looking, how this turned out. So, yeah. And another thing that you could, just thinking out loud now, I probably would end with the aces maybe, right? Like maybe it makes sense to end with the aces, where you start with a different, like you start with the 3s or some random number or something. Okay, let me catch up on some of the chat questions here. What do you think about an A-can where you have a named card and do the auto index and then have the name and number, count and spread a couple of cards and do the spread force? It will look very fair. Okay, so they, you know, I say, okay, so I have all these different cards, you know, they can shuffle the deck as much as they want. I say I have all these different cards. I want you to name any card. Which one did you name? They say 8 of clubs, and you say, okay, perfect. Now you could have named any one of these cards. They're all, of course, shuffled, right? And now I want you to name any number, and they say 7, and you go, okay, 1, 2, or, yeah, would you go 1, 2, 3, no, I think it would be better to do 1. What you're saying is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom, the 8 of clubs is at 7. Something like that. That's not bad. I mean, I think there might be, I don't know if I'd use the spread force in that situation, right? Why not just either do a reverse count into your hand like this, and then you can either just do some time misdirection and make them feel like, look, and you counted 7 cards and that 7th card was yours, right? You could just do like that. You could even do, you know, the whole trick where you have the card on top, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Was that your card? They say no, and you say, huh. Well, you know, that was because, you know, I did the magic and I don't have the connection to your card, but you do. So what I want you to do is, why don't you give the card a cut and then you just guide them through a false cut, and then, why is my exposure so high? And then you say, you know, now you snap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and you get the card. So it's just like an automatic placement type thing. I would do one of those, or if you have the card on top, so 6 of hearts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? They could even deal it into your hand, and you say, look, now, how many cards was it that you dealt here? And just shift it. That was, let me do that again. So the 6 of hearts will be at the bottom, and they'll deal them into your hand. And you say, how many cards was it that you dealt in this pile here? They'll say 7, and then you can take that 7th card. But I think ultimately the easiest way is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Set this down and say, think about that. You could have named any number, any card, and you chose 7. We went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and it was your card. Just sort of like a reverse spread type thing. Also, the way I do my A-can is I do Burglass and see if it hits, but if it doesn't, I show that their named card isn't in the deck at all. And I do a cop load and pretend that it has been in the box the whole time. And I also call their number out, so if they say King of Spades, then and 10, I deal face down, so you don't see their card in the deck. And then if the Burglass doesn't hit, I call their named card and a 10, so it's almost like a prediction of their number and card. This is the A-can perform, just want to know what you think about it. Interesting. So I think, from my understanding, you set up a deck, you let them shuffle it, you have a card box, right? You say, name a card, name a number, they say 3 of diamonds, 10. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it doesn't hit, you show that their named card isn't in the deck. So you say, look, you know, you can see there's no 3 of diamonds here, no 3 of diamonds here, no 3 of diamonds here, here, none here. So this would be using the auto index vanish. Then you're going to cop, grab the box. So grab the box, and then you could throw the card out of the box or something. Produce the card from the box and pretend like it's been in the box the whole time. That's a neat out. I mean, that's a nice idea as an out. I think if you want to have an effect where you try the Burglass like that, the key is just to have an out, right? So I think that's a really nice out to do it with. And then, oh, but you also call their number. Well, that only works, I guess, if they say a low number. I mean, I guess if they say like 36, you could call a 3 and a 6. So now you go through, it's 3 of diamonds, right? So you say, look, there's no 3 of diamonds here, no 3 of diamonds here. Now you call the 3 of diamonds, and then you go through, and they said 3 of diamonds, 36, and now you'd call another 3, and then you'd call a 6. And now are you saying that you cop all of these, and now maybe you do like one of these kind of box loads where you boom, boom, you know, I don't know, and then you say, but look, in the box the entire time, I put 3 cards. I put the 3 of diamonds and the number 36. Is that what you're saying, I think? I mean, that's a neat idea, definitely neat, and I think there's lots of neat ways you could get away with, you know, doing an A-can in that way. You're one of the goats of YouTube. Much appreciated. Thank you. That really means a lot. You know, I mean, hey, we're still grinding this channel, hoping to get it up, continue to grow it, and one day, you know, really pop off. And then that's just well, it's always fun. I enjoy making these videos, helping people out, and I really enjoy the process. So I'm glad you guys enjoy it as well, and I really appreciate that. I don't know if this is already a public technique, but I do a card levitation move where I turn over the top card so it's face up, but then pick up a double so the bottom card is face down. Then I jog the bottom card so the second card is in jogged a little, and the top card is face up. Then I press it a little on the in jog, but my fingers are still on top. So like this. kind of thing, I guess is what you're saying. Like that, maybe. I've actually played around with this idea, sort of, something similar, in a bit of a different way, where the idea was you'd have a card selected, so ace of spades. You'd leave that card in the middle of the deck, and then you kind of go like this. You say, watch. No. Kind of like a haunted deck type thing, and it goes right to their ace. So that's sort of a similar idea, but it's like an impromptu haunted deck. So you take the card, boom. Let's see if I can get it. And you say, watch. I'm not going to move my hands at all. Watch. And you can kind of do like a haunted deck. Oh, I dropped the ace. And then, anyway, the ace ends up being on top. I don't know. I never really did anything with it, but that was sort of a little idea that kind of reminds me of. What are some uses and other ideas for the auto index except A can, vanish, card to pocket? Do you do it to show how fast you can control a card to the top? No, I wouldn't use it for that. I don't think I would use it just as a display of skill. I don't think that makes sense. Use it for something else. One really cool idea for the auto index that I have done before is you have a card taken and signed. You then hand the deck to the spectator and let them put their card away. So they do everything. They put their card in and they shuffle as much as they want. Now while they're shuffling, you tell them you're going to make the card vanish. They now hand you back the deck and you say, no, look, seriously, your card's vanished. Now you go through and you do the auto index vanish, where you say, look, we'll look through for that 2 of diamonds. We won't see it at all because it's completely vanished. We can go through, we can even go through a second time, really slow. That's the power of this vanish, right? Anytime, anywhere, you can make any truly named card just vanish. So the 2 of diamonds is completely vanished. Now what I do is I say, here, you look through, really take a look. And I'll kind of, so obviously I've copped out the 2 of diamonds now, but they will be standing. So I'm standing, let's say they're over here. So I'm on their right side. So this is my left hand, I'm on their right side. So their body is like over on this side of me. So I'm turning towards them. This is their shoulder, kind of lining up with my chest. I hand them this now, so I do the cop and I say, here, look. Take a look, make sure, I want you to go through every card. So this is in front of them, this hand sneaks behind them. So their body's like in the middle here, and they're looking here. This hand is now behind them, so they can't see. So I can take this card, and if they have a bag or loose pockets, you can slide that in to either their back pocket or their front side pocket or their bag. Slide that in, and now they look for it, it's gone. Now you step away from them, add some time misdirection, and you've just done a signed card to pocket in the spectator's pocket. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, it takes some balls, it's definitely risky, but when it plays so strong. I would start doing this, if you want to practice it, start doing it with like a bag, like a purse or something. It's much easier to start with dropping it in a bag because you don't have to worry about them feeling the card or anything. Your invisible palm is amazing. Thank you. Glad you like it. Another thing I've been doing is a card selected or named, control it to the top, and then I show the bottom card isn't theirs, then I show the top card isn't theirs, doing a double, then I put that card in the deck. They think it's a random card, but it's their card because I did a double. Okay, I don't understand what the effect is, but okay. What else did I want to talk about? I've been playing around with this idea as a force as well. Oh, and then I do a lateral palm so that the card is sticking out on the right side horizontally, but my hand covers it. Then with my pinky I push the card and it will look like it rises from the side. So yeah, like that, I guess. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting idea. What was the one I was gonna show? Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this soon. Seems like we are losing some people, so I think we're just about wrapped up today. So any last things you guys would like to know, drop your last questions or comments, and I will answer those. I'm gonna just talk about one last little idea, and then we'll wrap it up for today. So what do you guys think about, this is another idea I've thought about. So let's say I want to force the Jack of Hearts, right? Give the cards a shuffle. Now the spectator could come through and touch any card. Let's say they touch this one or this one. Doesn't matter. Even, let's say this one. Hopefully you guys believe me that this is truly any card at all. And I take this card out, and it's a Jack of Hearts. Right? That's a force. So that is a pretty awesome force that I've been playing around with that I think is pretty awesome. Let me see this time. Can you do a multi-card straddle pass in the future on your channel? I have already taught that. It is, let me show you the video. I have already taught the multi-card straddle pass probably over a year ago. Yeah, it's this one right here. The ultimate DPS replacement, the one that says hot control right there. That is my multi-card straddle pass. Well, actually, is it that this, hold on, now I'm having second thoughts. It might be the strike shift. I think that's actually the one-handed strike shift, but it's very similar. Yeah, it's pretty similar. Hold on. No, that's the strike shift. That is, where did I teach? That's the straddle pass. Yeah, okay. No, I think it's, I think that's the one you're looking for. So yeah, that force, in this case, let's say I force the Three of Hearts. So I'll show you that again. So again, they can come through and literally touch any card. It doesn't matter. So let's say it's this one, or we'll go one more, or we'll go two more. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It could be, let's go backwards. Let's make it this card. Oh, that's two. Let's make it this card right here. Let's say it's this card that they pick, right? They could take any card out of the deck, and they literally could have had any one. And if we take it here, it is the Three of Hearts, right? So that is this move that I've been playing around with. It's essentially using another move that you might be familiar with, which mostly is done to look something like this. Before I say what move it is. So the move normally is done in this sort of fashion. So one card is touched, two cards is touched, three, let's say, four random cards are touched, and it could have been, of course, any one of these. And now you can grab these cards, grab these cards out of the deck, square everything up, and they are the four aces. So the Vernon edition, one of the first things I taught on the channel, actually. That's the strike shift? Okay. Then I will consider making a multi-card straddle pass, though I recommend, actually I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just finish this thought. So I've always thought about using the Vernon edition as a single card force. Now it's tricky, but it is doable. So you have the card you want to force on the bottom. Now think about how clean this is. They can touch any card, and you just come and grab that card right out of the deck like that, and instantly it's your force card, right? Now obviously it's a double, but you can easily clean that up. So what you do this, and you're gonna have a break. So either you start with a break underneath that bottom card as you do your spread, so you have it, or once that card is touched and you close the deck, you kick it over, and then you can come over and riffle with the back thumb and get your break under that one card. Now, instead of just pulling, you're gonna flash if you do that. Move this bottom hand forward, okay? So instead of the mechanics grip, it comes up here. So now this card is basically in a deep cop. You need the entire card to be hidden behind this first finger. Now you just come forward and you grab this card off, and then you quickly kick this back, and you use your fingers all around on all sides. This on the front, this here, to square everything up. And you can do that really quickly, and you just do it sort of as a big motion covers a small motion, and you can actually get it to look really, really good. So if I want to force the ace of spades, let's say they touch this one right here. Hold on, just struggling to get my break. And then I'll come here and I'll say, look, so the ace of spades, and boom, ace of spades, right? And then you can clean it up. If we do it again, let me pick a different card. So this time we'll force the 10 of clubs. Just a small idea here, but I think it's pretty nice. Boom, grab this card out of the deck. That one was not the best, flashed a little bit, but yeah, let me do that again. It does take a bit of practice. But, so in this case, I'll force the 10 of clubs, but they've selected the queen of hearts. But if I just come like this, boom, turn it over, it's the 10 of clubs. Now I can, boom, KM move or something and clean up. What is your favorite super not common color change? I'll answer that in 1 second. I just wanted to answer the other question about the strike shift. So, if you're going to do a multi-card straddle pass or strike shift, so let's say I'm going to pass these cards, like I just think the strike shift is the way to go, always. I don't know that you'd need to use the straddle pass because the straddle pass is going to be challenging because you have to bend all 3 of these cards, right? And that can be pretty tricky. So instead, what you would do, and you would just, like I never use the straddle pass for multi-cards. You pull, you strike, and you pop these back into your gambler's cop, and then you just dribble everything on them and open your hand. And that's how you get the control to the bottom instead of into a cop. Because you could easily take these 3 cards and just strike shift them into a gambler's cop, right? But and then if you want them as a control to the bottom, you boom, strike shift, and then just dribble everything on top, and you control them that way. So favorite color change that's not common. I really love my rotary change. So I've taught that on the channel. So I take a card here, like the 3 of hearts, boom, and changes into the 4 of diamonds. That wasn't the most exciting color change, so I love that. I love Madison's change that looks like this. Nope, I goofed it. I'm not the best at it, but come on. It's this angle. I'm trying to get the angle for the camera. There. Now, obviously, I flashed that, but it's just kind of the angle. You'd want to do this more straight on, but I love that one. And then the wormhole change. I attempted this on live last time. It's a really knacky one, and it did not go well. Let's see if we can get it this time. So, boom. Oh, I flashed already. Great. It's just this angle, man. It's the worst angle for this. I got to turn even more. Okay, 9 of spades. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's what happened to me on the last live. Kept getting stuck. Let me try again. I think I know what's happening. I just haven't done this move in a while, and I think it's getting lodged over there. There we go. This one should work. 3 of spades. Boom. There we go. Nice, clean one. And it changes into the jack of clubs, right? So that's the wormhole change, which I've also taught on the channel that I think looks so good when it's done right. 6 of spades. Boom. Keeps getting stuck in there. That's why. 6 of spades. Watch. Oh, that one just looks so cool when you do it right. Always love that one. But I'm having some issue. Like every time I've been doing this lately, it gets stuck. So what am I doing wrong? Oh, it's getting lodged under that corner. Okay, I see. So I just need to, maybe if you come in like this and pull up instead, does that kind of solve the problem? Let me do one more. I just love this change so much. So yeah, I'm going to say the wormhole change right now is my favorite. Oh, just looks so good. Anyway, okay, drop me any other questions you guys have about anything, and I'll answer it while I continue with a few more things here. Do you know how to do the slip shift? Would you consider teaching the clip shift on your channel? I'm not really good at it. I don't really practice it. Slip shift, no, not at all. I can't do that. I can't even remember the mechanics. Let's see if they come back to me. Sometimes you just grab the card. It's like riding a bike and it'll come back. Yeah, I think that's the mechanics for the slip shift. Clip shift, I mean, I only ever do it as a control. So I'll do like this, boom, like that. But no, I'm really not good at it. Most difficult sleight? I don't know. I hate giving it to the slip shift like you mentioned, or because I just think like I guess it's a sleight, but like I don't know. It's just so like who's ever gonna use that slip shift move? I don't know. Maybe there's someone who does, but it's almost just like okay, yeah. Well, the slip shift. Okay, well if we're counting something like the slip shift, well then okay, why don't I try to learn to do a I don't know, like you just come up with something that's just crazy, ridiculously hard. It's never gonna really look all that good. Like, you know, I don't know. What's something like you do some kind of like hide the card behind one finger like this, and then you like throw it down, and it like perfectly lines up. Which honestly, that one might not be so bad, and that could kind of look cool now that I'm thinking about it. But right, like I don't know. My point is just. To me, there feels like there has to be some kind of limitation where it's like, okay, because otherwise, if we're talking about what's the hardest, well, then I could just keep inventing stuff, keep creating stuff that's just hard for the sake of being the hardest, and it's not really usable or practical. Like, I don't know. I think a sleight that I actually consider like a usable sleight that's hard would be like, I mean, the bottom deal's up there. I think getting a really good like DPS or straddle pass or strike shift type of move can be pretty challenging to get down. You know, lost a card. But yeah. Okay, any last things from anyone? We'll wrap up here in a little bit. I just wanted to see if anyone has any last questions. I'm going to jump back up. Okay. All right. Well, this was a great live. If you guys, I'm happy to stay on for some more if you guys have any other questions. Otherwise, we can wrap it up. Who's your favorite YouTube magicians? Ooh. Favorite YouTube magicians? Me. Who is my favorite? Okay. Who do I watch the most? Probably Craig over at Magic TV. There's something about his videos that just I get a kick out of. I don't know. If it's one of like he posted a video today about some drama thing. I don't know. It's like a soap opera, you know? You get a kick out of it. But I really enjoy a lot of his stuff. He has a lot of great information. I don't watch like his reviews or the performance stuff, but I just like the videos when he just sits and talks to the camera. And I like to throw those on while I'm cooking or doing something that I could just have it on in the background and listen. I know that's kind of weird because I wouldn't say he has the most soothing voice or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I don't know. I like listening to his information. I like, even though he, you know, can ramble when you're doing stuff, like when I put his videos on, that's what I want. I want someone who's just rambling and just talking and talking, or like a podcast or something. So I probably watch Craig's videos the most, if I'm being honest. Who else do I even watch? I mean, I like Cavan's videos are interesting. You know, I like his videos. Jacob, welcome. I don't know if you've been here the whole time. It says first time seeing your live stream. There's so many gems being talked about. Thank you. I'm glad. Drop a question, man. If you have anything you've been wanting to ask, I'm happy to answer it. So other YouTube magicians. God, who else do I watch? There's got to be some. Oh, I always loved Carl Irwin, the Common Magician. Not a huge channel or anything, but he's just got such a unique approach to magic. He does it for the hobbyist, for the Common Magician is why he has that name. But I really just love, again, it's long, rambly type videos, but I don't know, maybe I just like them. I like to listen, and I like what he has to say. there's this newer guy that I found that I've been enjoying his videos. He does an episode on Sundays every week like me. It's called Erudite Magic. He mostly focuses on magic books. I'm not really a magic book person. Like, I don't do a ton of books. But I do. His videos are just interesting. They're really well edited and put together. So they're quick. They're like 7 to 10 minutes, so they're easy to just throw on. And I don't know. I think he has nice thoughts about magic. I mean, Lloyd's stuff is entertaining. It's great. But the problem is, I just don't do any of the type of magic. Like, we just do such different styles of magic. His stuff is super heavily gimmick, so I would never really do any of it. But it's nice. I like it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't watch Madison anymore. So that's what I'll give my shouts to in this one. Recently heard Craig stepped away from magic for several years. Yeah, he did, because there was like a controversy with one of his products he released, and you know how people get about copying other people, and I guess he didn't realize that it was a copy of this, even though he owned the thing that he said he didn't realize it was a copy of. He just says he forgot, which is a little bit suspicious, but I mean, who really cares? I think he's made up for it at this point, you know, and so it's really interesting the way that all happened. But yeah, he stepped away for a while, focused on his business. Now it seems to be doing really well, so it seems like it was the right thing for him, and now he's just a big force, big help in the community, and I think from my experience, he's a nice guy and genuinely wants to help people, and just kind of gets a bad rap. That's my thoughts. I like Kevin Booth. Great personality. Reminds me of Harry Potter. Yeah, he does. Yeah, so we did one collab together. We did the Sleight Off season 3. Unfortunately, it was only one episode. You know. Next time I do the Sleight Off with someone, and I do have someone in mind for the 4th season of the Sleight Off. It's just hard to get together, but I'm hoping that this person is interested. I'm gonna make it clear that I want at least 3 episodes. It's supposed to be a season. It's supposed to be several episodes, and I kind of got shafted in the last 2 seasons. Me and Jorge in season 1, if you guys don't know, Sleight Off, it's available on my channel. It was a magic competition series between me and other magicians, where we would challenge each other each week to create new effects, and then we would perform those effects, and you guys would vote on your favorite. Unfortunately, no one wants to smoke with me. No one wants to compete with me. I think I'm just too good. I'm kidding. But for whatever reason, you know, people don't want to continue doing it. So season 1, we did 5 episodes. It was great, and then he had some health issues, so that's totally fair, and he stepped away. But I think we did a great season 1. It was, you know, testing the waters, experimenting. People enjoyed it. We were both very small channels at the time, and you know, those videos were a lot of fun. But I think season 1 was great, and great for what it was. Season 2 I did with Sean, and that ended abruptly in sort of some turmoil. And so that was unfortunate, because we had more episodes planned, and then so that one got cut short. It's only 2. There's only 2 episodes that have been released. There does exist the legendary 3rd episode of season 2, but I don't think it'll ever see the light of day, unfortunately. Such a good trick, man. I love the trick. It was such a good trick. Anyway, so that got cut short, and then I took a little break. Tried to get season 3 back. Kevin was into it, but he was kind of. We only agreed on. We didn't say we weren't going to do more than one. I was kind of under the impression that we could hopefully do more than one, but I'm down to do more. But you know, it's just not something that is the right time for him to continue to do. So season 3 seems like it's kind of wrapped too with Kevin. 1 episode, which it's a great episode, but it's the reality, hey, when you're relying on other people for content, man. It's not always gonna go the way you want. Not everyone's as reliable. Like, you know, if I if I commit to something, I'm going to go through with it. So the next time, season 4, I am going to make sure whoever I do it with is willing to, do 3 episodes minimum, because I'm tired of these one-off seasons, right? It's not much of a season if there's only 1 episode. So Sleight Off season 4, stay tuned in 2025. I'm really hoping to bring that back. If you guys I meant to ask you, if you have any suggestions of magicians that you think would be interested in doing the Sleight Off with me, or you guys would like to see me do the Sleight Off with. Now, be realistic here in the sense of like, it has to be someone who is on a similar level sleight-wise, or at least can keep up and do sleights, because with the Sleight Off, we're gonna be challenging each other to do different sleights. And so if it's someone who's not a sleight of hand with cards person, or someone who isn't all that great at sleight of hand, like it's just gonna be hard for us to work together, because I'm gonna give them something and it'll be like, well, I can't do that move, right? So that would be one thing. The other thing is it would have to be someone who does card magic type content, or does card magic, and so there's things to consider, right, with some of these. And don't tell me Chris Ramsey, because Chris Ramsey's not going to respond to me and not going to do the Sleight Off with me, so you have to think about some of those things. But if anyone has any suggestions, I mean, I have a few people in mind, but anyway. Okay, what else do we got? I genuinely feel that your channel is the best because there's amazing tutorials on here. There's a lot of variety and has really leveled up my magic. Plus you do lives. Thank you, man. I'm really happy with that. That means a lot to me. I am really glad that you enjoy, what I do here. That you appreciate the effort that goes into this channel, and you enjoy my tutorials. I'm really happy that means a lot to me. That's all I'm saying. Jason Ledani's entertaining to watch. Very entertaining. Yeah, I love Jason. I agree with Johan. When I found anyone doing something new, I always go to your channel to cross-reference. Your description and tutorials are by far the absolute best. Much appreciated, Jacob. Thank you. That's actually a goal of mine, and I'm going to continue to work on that. That's why I always still go back and teach old moves too. Like, I'm not just teaching tricks and brand new stuff I come up with. I also go back and teach stuff that's been taught a bunch of times on YouTube, but I think I can teach it better. And so I'm glad that you say that, because that means a lot, and that is something I'm actively working on to continue just to grow the database of tutorials that I've taught of stuff, Like even some of my old tutorials that I think they're good, but obviously the production quality was a lot worse back then when I had the white sheet behind me and I could barely talk to the camera. A lot of ums and ahs and all that. I recently started doing Twisting the Aces and found Hurricanes. Wow, what an improvement. Thank you, man. Yeah, I love Hurricanes. It's something that I actually lecture on as well, and people always love it. And yeah, by the way, guys, if you have any clubs and you're interested in having me lecture, you can send me an email, hit me up on my website. I do lecture. I have a great mental minimalism lecture, which is all about minimalism and mentalism and using your card magic moves in mentalism and getting better reactions in mentalism. So it's an awesome lecture. So if you're interested in that, I can do it virtually or in person. But with that said, yeah, Hurricanes, I love Hurricanes. I remember when I came up with that, and it was just so good, and it just kept getting better. I do have 2 videos out on Hurricanes. So there was the original teaching, and then when I posted that video, because that was something that I had created within the last year, you don't get the road tested as much. When I only created it a year before I put out the video, and it sounds like a long time, but how often do I work in brand new effects when I'm performing? Not all that much. But anyway, I was able to find some improvements. I think one came from something someone commented, and I was like, oh yeah, that's actually just a way better way of doing it. Why didn't I think of that? So I actually put out a second video about Hurricanes, teaching sort of the updated handling. So if you haven't seen that, I would recommend that as well. Do you ever work with Card Mechanic or Pig Cake? No, though Card Mechanic's actually a good suggestion. I'm gonna write that down. Where should I write it? Let's go here. Yeah, I'm just thinking of other people. He would be cool to do it with, honestly. He would be cool to do a sleight off season with. I think that would be pretty sick. That's a good idea. I don't know who that person is, but I'll write their name down and I'll look into them. You could do sleight off with 1,000,000 card tricks. It's very good and has quite a good channel. Is he the kid that just like films his hands doing card tricks? Like, I don't think he shows his face or anything, so I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't know, like, if he's just showing his hands the whole time. I just don't think it would be a good fit. Probably. I don't know who this, I don't know if that's supposed to be Steve Carlin. I'm assuming it's Steve, but it could be Sevi. Maybe it's Sevi. Steve Carlin, yeah. Steve Carlin. Okay, let me look him up right now. Steve Carlin. Is this the right guy? This is no way this is the right guy. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not him. This one. Oh yeah, okay, I saw this guy's channel once. Okay, I'll add him to the list. 1,000,000 card tricks. His hands, yes, but he does street magic as well. So does that mean, I'm gonna look him up. I haven't looked at his channel in forever. I remember I used to watch him when I was younger. So does that mean if he's doing street magic, he must show his face then, right? Oh, no way, with JS? See, JS I would love to do it with. That's not his style of videos, right? So, no way he's doing street magic now. That's crazy. I'll have to check those out after. Okay. Well, thank you for those suggestions. I'm gonna think on it, and I'd really like to get the sleight off back to where it was, because I really enjoy it. So, all right, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. If anyone else has any last questions, I'll give you a second or so to put them in, but I think we'll wrap it up there. Yeah. So, as always, if you guys are interested in a private lesson, you can check those out at the link in the description or joining my Mentalism membership. Also, I have a group lesson coming up in a week. It's a way for you to get one-on-one or help with me with a group, you know, get help on whatever it is you want. Face-to-face help, I should say. Private lessons are the one-on-one help. And it's always a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested, go ahead, check out the link in the description, sign up for the group lesson. Sign up for the Mentalism membership if you are interested in learning some more mentalism and some killer mentalism content. And stay tuned. I have an awesome video coming out tomorrow, something I worked really, really hard on. And I hope you guys are ready for it, because it's something a little bit different, but it's pretty cool, coming out tomorrow, 11 a.m. So I will see you guys then. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.